I just want to say, people heard Drew's side of the story and still sided with me.
I don't understand what Drew's side of the story could possibly be, besides...
I don't either, because it sounds
Well,
like he was there for all of 10 minutes, but...
I think
His biggest defense.
I was going to say one of the best ways we could probably proceed from here is how do we plan to handle next year's RTX?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm already planning that.
Can you
There's
divulge
your-
anything at this time?
That's your first mistake.
Yes. After seeing how much of a headache and terrible trauma and stress that I went through this year, I volunteered to do it again next year because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Hey,
Right.
just like a guardian.
Hired.
I
Rehired.
am your guys' guardian.
Hey.
This year, I don't know if Banjo and Lego remember, but there is a kind of rustic-ish looking apartment complex 2 blocks away from the convention center. It's got a weird fountainy thing in front of it. And me and Shelly found out that the apartments within that complex are all open to be rented out at Airbnb. And each one of them can hold about 10 people.
Ooh.
So
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Shelly told me earlier today. I was
Yeah.
messaging with her.
I'm
Oh,
actually
really
super
awesome.
stoked about it because we could save money on food because it's got like a kitchen and stuff. I
Yeah.
called dibs on a bed because I am putting all of this together.
Mhm.
And
I'm also
get-
calling dibs because
I get a bed because I'm old. My fragile back can't handle the floor.
Your
Anyway-
dibs can be
anyway.
worked out later. I just wanted to establish that I'm getting a bed.
I'll cuddle up next to Harry and Drew. If that's okay. I think I'll be okay with that.
I had the
Ooh.
idea that in
And Lego.
order to save in order to save ourselves from a lot of headaches, because I don't know if anyone else, Dan might know this, I personally lost Harry a lot. Harry was just straight up like gone. Like if you've ever babysat, or I guess you guys are parents. Pat, I don't imagine you lose your kid that much.
Not a lot.
He's not very mobile.
Not often. Only in
No.
days that end in Y.
No. Yeah. He's somewhere.
But if you
That's all
ever
that
go to
matters.
like a mall and you lose your kid for like a couple minutes or a couple seconds, that point of, well, fuck.
So wait. Are you suggesting right here and now that we get one of those like wristband fucking harnesses for Harry?
LoJack the Scotsman.
We're gonna get him one of those child leashes. That just
That's what
looks
I'm
like
talking
a
about.
backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they wear it like a backpack that straps to them, and you wear it to your wrist. Harry, no, just pull them.
I was actually gonna suggest next year. I think all international people should have. For people that are listening to this.
Hashtag LoJack the Scotsman 2016. Get it trending.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
I
Is
was
it
actually going
trending
to
in this
suggest that
recorded program? It is not.
I'm not
live.
editing it, so I could put it up like Sunday.
Oh my God.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Next year,
Shut up,
I think
Banjo,
that
and your
all
logic.
international people should
Sorry.
get like a burn phone. That's thing number one.
Yeah, I'm
I got a
currently,
thing
like,
called Roam from Home. $5 a day, unlimited.
What's that,
I'm
Mary?
Yeah, I'm slightly planning going to RTX next year. Like,
Lightly.
Well,
Ooh.
by
yeah,
then-
I'm 90% sure I can go.
By then, you'll be
I'll-
connected, though.
Yeah. I
This is like-
already have like an American phone number, so it's just a matter of like keeping it going.
Just work
Yeah.
on the accent now.
I'm not
No, she'll
gonna
have
learn
an
the
accent by the time
Okay.
RTX 2016 rolls
But
around.
one
Don't worry.
thing I'm gonna get before RTX is this.
Oh.
Oh,
Mary just
God,
looked at
what is
something.
this?
Ooh, a baby.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
Put that in
what?
a link dump.
So then you're gonna unstuff it and wear it on your head?
Mary just
Oh,
linked
God.
us to a
Yeah,
Minecraft
please.
baby sheep.
No, that's a
plush.
sheep. She can't do anything to a sheep.
There's an
No.
ocelot one?
They're all the mods. There is a cat.
Oh, God.
Oh my
You just
God.
made Dan's universe.
And
It's
It's so
derailed.
chubby.
And a mushroom. Aww.
Shroom.
Oh
That's
my
so
God.
cute.
Oh,
Anyway.
and Mr. Squiggles. Harry will like that.
Oh God, yeah, Mr. Squiggles.
The fun, love, and scream.
There's an Ender Dragon. I want that one.
Wow.
my God.
Well, this got derailed quickly.
Yeah.
But
So
speaking of
basically what we're saying is that we are planning a Blubberhood presence at RTX 2016.
yes,
Definitely.
Watch out, Texas.
I will
Right?
begin preparing my forces.
I will be checking out Austin this November.
Speaking of my forces, or rather the forces I'm a part of,
Mhm.
Fuzz, either of the people that were at RTX, or if you can speak on behalf of anyone else, or any of you at all interested in being a guardian at all, does that hold
Next
any?
year?
I've been thinking about it. Like, I wanted to ask you if you had any good pointers because I've been thinking about it.
Only if I can like hold Gus at some point. I think that would be
Just
nice.
hold his
I
hand.
mean,
Well, as
you
we
have-
established earlier, Guardians don't get to do dick in
I don't
terms of
get-
interaction.
I don't get to hold his hand. Okay, I don't know how I feel.
Well,
about that.
all the staff members do have a personal escort guardian.
Yes.
So if you get lucky enough to be the one, that goes to Gus. You
I-
could probably.
That's true.
I'm not gonna say this 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that every personal assistant or PA is at least 1 year experienced guardian, or they know
Probably.
somebody, and that's not like oh, they know somebody, screw them. It's like it's someone that the staff member trusts and is like, yeah, they'll be my PA this year.
Like, like if anybody saw the video that Rooster Teeth put out today with Gavin's PA,
Yeah.
The syrup.
yeah, poured syrup in his pockets.
Oh man.
For $100. And from what from the post, I gathered on Reddit that he didn't pay it, but then on the podcast he said he did.
Yeah, he said he did on the podcast. I don't know.
Ooh.
Well, he said in
Yeah,
the video
they're-
he had to go
they're-
to an
A
ATM.
bit of controversy.
Just because of the fact that, like, even if someone makes it, and this goes for like anything in life, if someone makes it through an interview process and is like, oh yeah, this person looks really good on paper, they interviewed well, yada, that doesn't mean they're going to do their job well. So I
Very
doubt
true.
and that, so again, that's all walks of life, all sorts of jobs. Guardian's not no exception. I doubt they're gonna risk something like that with a first-time guardian and a PA. But that being said, I said the same thing about freelancers, which are like our runners or floaters. I said, because when Wolf was applying, I'm like, yeah, I think most of the freelancers were experienced guardians. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna apply anyways. I'm like, good luck. Not like a douchebag way, but I'm like, honestly, like, yeah, like, good luck, because that'd be awesome. Freelancers are pretty cool. And sure enough, she got it. First year's guardian. And
Very
that's
cool.
pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
So you just gotta get lucky.
You gotta be the right pick.
As with
Um,
most things in life.
Yeah, this year they interviewed like 2,000, maybe a little bit more. Not interviewed. I shouldn't have said interviewed. They took 2,000 applications,
Right.
and I think 500 or less got accepted. So pretty big crowd, but it gets bigger every year. But so does the applicant pool. So, I mean, just speak to your strengths in your application. Pick something that you actually think you will be useful as. Like, if you just really want to be a PA, but you have nothing to back up that you'll be a good PA, probably not the best, because you get choices like on your application. It's like, what is your number one choice? Like, where would you want to be stationed? What is your number two choice? And the number 2 and 3 are kind of where I use like my wish list. Like,
Right.
my number 1 is I will be good at this. Confident. Like, I think these are skills that I have. So if there's something like that for you, definitely go with that one.
There you
Good
go.
advice.
So
I like
good advice from a current guardian.
Seasoned guardian.
Seasoned guardian, yeah, exactly.
Veteran guardian. Right.
So,
From what I
With lots
understand.
of pepper and salt.
Yes,
right?
thank you, Brian. Aw.
You're welcome.
A season.
so we've
Very nice.
we've pretty much passed our usual time, and I think it's about a good place to end it, unless anybody else has anything to add.
I think
I have
Buzz did an
another
excellent
person to
job.
complain about.
Is that really the note we're gonna go out on? Is Fuzz complaining about people?
I
Like,
think
come
Fuzz
on.
should leave it as
Yes.
a cliffhanger for the next podcast, but that's
There you go.
Dang
I'm
it.
trying to think of a positive note to go out on.
I hate cliffhangers.
Let me think. I gotta think of something relatively poetic.
Terrible movie.
It was really cool to meet everybody. I'll say that. Even though I didn't get to spend a lot of time with the group because of like guardian duties and stuff like that.
At least you didn't crypt it.
Yeah.
He was who I was gonna complain about.
We'll
Spoilers.
save that for another time. But it's cool to get to meet everybody. It's cool to put faces to voices on TeamSpeak and stuff like that. I hope next year, even if I am a guardian and I'm still debating on whether or not I want to be one, I hope either way I find more time to spend with you guys. I felt bad that I wasn't on a lot of stuff, but yeah, just fun to get to meet everybody, and I was looking forward to next year before day one of the convention started.
Awesome.
Aww.
We're gonna have a
I
karaoke
think-
night where we all sing 1,000 Miles together.
I think that's part of the reason why it's a good idea to start planning at least some things to do with next year, like as soon as possible. For that exact reason, like we want to get as many people together as possible and try and have it a little bit more organized and try and keep people together.
Yeah.
keyword
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I
mentioned
mean,
this
I
too,
wouldn't say
think,
like everybody gets an itinerary and, you know.
No,
I
I
know,
did
I'm
try actively to avoid that this year because I knew that was going to be the thing that made everything fall apart if I did that.
Yeah. But I mean, you
Itinerary?
can just figure out, who would like to go to what and as a rough idea, because obviously you don't know what's going to be at the convention, but you can sort of plan times to get together throughout the day and still have time to go off and do your own thing and all that. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
planning's the key there. So
All right, very cool.
so yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was a pretty good session. It's going to be a breeze for me this week because I don't have to edit a goddamn thing, and I'm happy about that. I couldn't get through it. Dale was late with his audio for last week's podcast, and I was just like, oh, I'm not even going to try and edit.
Please tell him what he told us yesterday.
What?
The thing about his audio.
Tell us.
Yeah. Okay.
What? I don't even remember what I said.
Yeah. Well. The reason Dale was late with his audio.
Oh,
is
what
didn't
he told me?
realize- What?
Are you talking about what he told me
In TeamSpeak, yeah.
about his audio?
Yeah, the thing he could do it from his phone. He could upload the
I could have
audio
fucking
from
killed
his
him.
phone.
So yeah, I guess he thought he had to take it back home and do some stuff with it and put it back on his computer and then send it. And then he realized that he could have sent it like 2 minutes after the podcast was done because he could upload to Dropbox on his phone.
It was so
Wow.
great.
Which is part of the reason why, while I was editing, I decided, fuck him, I'm not editing his shit. So you can hear kids screaming in the background. You can hear wind going through his audio. I didn't care. Like, fuck it, that's Dale's fault.
I thought we couldn't end on complaining about people. This is unfair.
Oh, we love Dale. Dale's wonderful.
Yeah.
He's a delight.
Oh, salt of the earth.
Bicycles. He's wonderful.
He's a great human being. Salt of the earth.
I
That
thought
guy.
about
makes me-
something more poetic than what Lego said.
Makes me feel fuzzy at night.
Wouldn't
Okay.
salt of the earth be bad? Doesn't that mean crops don't grow now?
I don't know.
Salt
Jeff
is
says
good.
it a lot.
Salt
Salting
tastes
the land
good, but it kills
is good,
crops.
is bad. Salt of the earth is something different, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, well, yeah, I don't know. Screw it. That's where we're gonna end it because fucking, I don't care this week. So thanks everybody
The RTX, I
for
don't care
joining
this
us. Yeah, exactly. The RTX Fuck It podcast. So thanks again for everybody stopping by, sharing all your RTX stuff. It was great.
Thanks for having me.
I'll remind everybody that we are on iTunes under Why Did Ask For. We also have our blogspot page at whydidaskfor.blogspot.ca. You can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/whydidaskfor, and follow us on Twitter at Why Did Ask For. I think that's
Brought
it.
to you by
Also,
and
friend
audiobook.
us on Neopets.
Oh, fuck you and your Neopets.
Thanks for listening.
Although you
Just-
did tell me
just
that.
Google
All right.
why did
Wait a
ask
second.
for, and you'll find everything you need about us. Probably.
Why did end?
Dan,
Goodbye.
Dan doesn't know that I actually did make us a Neopets page.
I swear to God, Fuzz. I swear to God. All right, that's it. We're out. Time to end it. Why did end? Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. So as promised, I said that I would get an interview in with Drew to have him sort of defend his position with the whole Fuzz story and Drew being a horrible person thing. So that's what's following now. So enjoy my quick little interview with Drew. Like now.
Hey.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the RTX edition of the podcast that we did. Now here with Drew.
Hey.
We finally got him on. We're basically here to defend your position because we heard quite the story from Fuzz.
Oh, God.
So she's basically said that you're the worst person in the world because you left her alone at a pizzeria with no phone, no way to call an Uber, and it was just her and Jackson. So, I mean, we're just going to start... I guess we could start there.
We're going to jump right into it, huh?
We're gonna jump right into it.
So what's up, everyone? I guess here I am, the worst person in the world. Okay, so here's my side of what happened with the whole, worst person in the world abandoning Fuzz thing.
Yes.
First of all, I don't know why Fuzz blames me solely for that event.
I'll be honest, I don't understand it either.
Because there were 3 of us that left her behind. It was me, Harry, and Jake. I didn't think. First of all, okay, let's rewind a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. Yeah. Okay, very good place to start. Jake and I, as pretty much as soon as he got off of doing Guardian stuff, decided to take a walk to Hoboken Pie, which was the decided spot for group dinner that night. Right. At least as many people who could go. We were going to go to Home Slice. Right. We were going to go to Home Slice. It was a little too far away. Hoboken was like half the distance. So we're like, okay. Jake was hungry. That dude has a crazy appetite, by the way. He's like a tank.
He's so scrawny, too.
He is. He has very fast metabolism from what I've gathered, but yeah, he just can pound the food like none other. Anyway, so Jake's hungry. He's been doing Guardian stuff all day. He's like, let's just walk now, and the other guys can meet us there, the rest of the crew. I think they were at the fucking Cards Against Humanity. Was that
night,
I
think that sounds familiar. I think she said something about that,
and it went like 45 minutes long. So we're thinking we'll get there, they'll get there soon after us, because they're at the Cards Against Humanity thing. So we walked down there to Hoboken, which was fucking great, by the way. Lego and I split a pizza, and it was awesome.
Shout out to Hoboken Pie.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good. And also, they have Maine Root. I don't know if you've heard Gus talking about it on the RT podcast, but there's a company here in Maine, which is where I'm from, by the way, called the Maine Root that makes really good soda. And for some reason, Hoboken had it on like all their sodas on Fountain, which was really awesome. Anyway, so that's not important. The important thing is Jake and I are there. We wait like 40 minutes to get our pizza, because that's how long it takes if you order like a custom one.
Right.
We eat the whole pizza. Okay? We eat
As
the
you
pizza.
do, yeah.
Yeah, of course. We eat the pizza, and then we try to figure out where the rest of the people are. So they're like not even out of the place yet. So we're like, oh, crap. So Jake starts talking to Wolf. Right. I don't know. Were you around when Wolf was here? She doesn't really come on anymore.
I was not, but I had Jake explain who Wolf was, because I didn't know.
Member of our server who was a Guardian this year and last year. So, Jake wanted to meet up with her. I'm like, okay, I'll meet Wolf. I haven't ever met her, so why not? So he's like, oh, well, they're going here, so we should try to catch them. Blah, blah, blah. So we'll stay till the other people get here, and we'll stay for a few minutes, and then we'll take off to go meet up with her. I was like, okay, cool. Sounds like a plan.
So wait, let me clarify. Just let me clarify before you go on. So at this point, you've got to Hoboken.
Yeah.
Ordered your pizza, which took 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Before you actually had it in your hand. Plus the time to eat. So let's assume you've already been at the pizza place for an hour?
It was about an hour, I'd say. Maybe longer. It felt like a while.
So you've already been there an hour. Go.
Yeah. Okay. We've been there an hour. We wait, like, I don't know, after we've eaten, it's like another 10 to 15 minutes. They finally show up. It's Fuzz, Jackson, and Harry. They're the ones who show up. I think Harry and Jackson both get just like some they have basically for sale there. You can order a specialty pizza, or they have like cheese or pepperoni pizza that you can just grab a slice of.
Right.
I think Harry and Jackson both got the single slice, and Fuzz opted to order one of the custom pizzas because obviously they're much more delicious.
Right. And they probably haven't been sitting there for hours.
She probably said this. She asked us, "Hey, this pizza is going to take like 35 minutes. Is that cool?" And we're thinking, yeah, I mean, we're going to take off anyway. We hadn't told them at the time. So we're like, yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally cool. So they sit down, and we probably are like talking and like shooting the shit for like we stayed there for a good 15-20 minutes, right? While they're eating. Fuzz is waiting for her pizza, which is of course enough time for Harry and Jackson to eat because they got their slice as soon as they got there.
Right.
So Jake mentions we're probably gonna go on a walk, go see the Capitol building. Maybe meet up with Wolf. I'm not sure if he actually said that at the time.
I didn't allow him to elaborate, but basically at this point in Fuzz's story, she basically said that they showed up and you guys almost immediately got up and were like, we're going to see Wolf, which was her side.
I feel like it was around 15 minutes that we were all there. It wasn't immediately. It was enough time for Harry to fucking eat a pizza, right? Not a whole pizza, a couple slices. So no one says anything. They're like, okay, that's fine. I can kind of tell they seem slightly annoyed, but at this point, we've been there a fucking hour and a half. Like, we're done with dinner, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hanging out with guys. These people. We're gonna hang out with each other all weekend. I think we had Harry's waxing plan for that night anyway, so we'll see you soon, basically. So I could tell, right, that they're kind of like miffed, whatever.
Right.
Because they explained to us that they felt uncomfortable in this part of the town. It was slightly sketchy piece of side of town, which had great pizza, just happened to. But it wasn't that bad. Like, I've never been to a really, really bad side of town, so to me, it wasn't that bad. So what does that tell you? You know, I'm used to like rural Maine, you know.
Right, yeah.
Like there
so,
is
I mean,
no,
if you don't
like,
find it that bad.
If I didn't find it that bad. There was like one street that was kind of sketchy that Jake and Harry and I actually ended up walking down later to the Capitol building. That was kind of sketchy, but I guess they got stopped by some guy asking them to shelter him from the police.
Yeah, she didn't mention that.
That's fucking sketchy. That's okay. That's a little freaky, but Jackson especially was feeling super uncomfortable. So she's like we need to get an Uber back, and Amber's like, yeah, we should do that. So at this point we're thinking, okay, they'll get an Uber back, it'll be fine.
Okay, important question.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned this, she swears that she mentioned this, but you haven't mentioned it yet.
She did not mention that her fucking phone was dead. That's what you're gonna say. Not once.
I didn't even have to ask the question.
My phone is dead.
So like, she says that she said she mentioned it when they were walking to the pizza place. But she also says that she knows that she mentioned it when she met with you and Jake.
Maybe she did. I did not remember it.
So she swears that you knew that her phone was dead.
I do not recall her saying that. Maybe she did, but
okay.
I didn't know. I didn't know at the time. So I see Jake walk out of the restaurant. I'm like finishing my soda or whatever. I go out behind him, and I walk down the street, and he's a little further ahead of me. I'm walking. I'm like a good 20 feet out the door, and I see, oh fuck, Harry's with him, right? Harry come with us. I thought Harry was gonna stay with them and eat or whatever,
Right.
But he scarfed down his shit, so he was like, I'm coming with you guys. He didn't say, I didn't know he was coming, so I'm like, okay, I guess we're rolling with this. They're getting an Uber back, they'll be fine.
So from my end, hearing both sides up to this point now, I would say I would personally, if I was the jury, I would clear you. You personally.
Thank you.
I would say Drew is not the worst person in the world because he's just following a plan. You had already been there like an hour and a half at that point, eaten, wait for them, hung out with them for a bit, and then you and Jake went on with your plans. Now, I would lay fault with one of two people.
Okay, go ahead.
Either Harry, because from Fuzz's story, he basically just got up out of nowhere and followed you guys.
He did. He didn't in the restaurant say, "Oh, I'll come with you guys." Like he was just there when we were walking.
And that's exactly what Fuzz said too. So either it's Harry's fault for just being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. I'm gonna go with the boys.
Yeah.
Or Jackson, for this reason. After you guys had all left, she explained, shit, I can't charge my phone. She says she asked the people at the place if she could have them charge her phone, and they were like, no, we can't do that because you'd have to stand here and watch it, and then you'd be in the way of whatever.
Right.
And then they suggested there's a bar next door. You can go there. And Jackson's the only one that was 21 because Fuzz isn't 21 yet.
Right.
So she asked Jackson, hey, can you go over there and just charge my phone enough so that I can call an Uber? Jackson was like, no, I don't feel comfortable going into a bar.
Yeah,
so
I didn't hear that part of the story.
Yeah, so I would personally lay blame with either Jackson for outright refusing to go and charge the phone, or Harry for just up and fucking off. I see no fault on you or Lego.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But if like it upsets me that she puts the blame solely on me. It's like, if you're gonna blame anyone, at least blame Jake, Harry, and I like equally.
Right? Yeah, like. Yeah, after hearing the story a couple times, I was like, I need to hear from Drew because we had heard Lego's story as well, Jake's story, but we didn't record that. I didn't allow him when we were recording the RTX stuff. I didn't allow him to rebuttal on the other side because I wanted to have your interview out there first. And then, I mean, we could always record him afterwards telling his side of the story. But I would say to most intelligent audience members, you can draw your own conclusions here, but I would say Drew is not a horrible person.
Thank you.
Based on this story alone.
How happy I am to hear that. But yeah, it's like, I've told her this. All she had to do was say, listen, my phone's dead. I don't feel comfortable. Like, will you guys hang out here until my pizza gets here? And we can call Uber. And I would have said, of course, I'll do that. Like, even if Jake and Harry wanted to go, I would have stayed. And I bet they would have too. But she didn't say anything. I don't know what.
And like I said, and on her side, she's adamant that she said it when she came in that her phone was dead and everything else. And I don't know.
I don't know, man. I was fucking full of pizza. It was hot. It was like 105 degrees. I'm used to like 80 in the summertime up here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what 80 equals. No, I'm pretty sure that's like 30.
Oh yeah, fucking
something like that.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You guys need to switch to the freedom system of degrees.
You realize that you and like maybe 3 other countries are the only ones that use that system?
Yeah.
Everybody else is metrics. So maybe.
Let's not get into this argument right now. But yeah, basically, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit. I'm innocent.
There you go. Yeah. That. You use the Wookiee defense. Now, real quick, unless you want to wrap up here, it's up to you.
But before we move on to something else, how did they end up getting back? Did Fuzz install Uber on Jackson's phone? Is that what happened?
No. So she said she tried to. I guess she did, but Jackson's phone wasn't getting a signal or something like that. So what ended up happening ultimately was Jackson at some point went to the washroom and noticed there was an outlet in there. So she made Fuzz go sit in the washroom to charge her phone enough to get battery to call the Uber and get back to the hotel.
Oh crap!
Which is it's a funny like if you think about it, how long does a phone take to charge up enough to make a phone call?
Not too long. It must have been like 10 minutes tops.
Right, but 10 minutes. in a washroom
Yeah.
with the door closed, and then she comes out, and people are probably like, "Man, she just dropped a big deuce." At least that's the way I would have looked at it anyway.
Sure.
Like, what the hell did she eat? So, and I kind of wanted to go to this fuzz thing at the end, but we just started with it because fuck it.
Right.
But I wanted to know, because we were asking everybody else, like, how your entire RTX experience, like from landing in Texas to getting back on the plane, like, what was the whole process like? Like, was it hard
RTX, man.
Was it hard to link up with everybody when you first got there?
Let's just get an overall feeling. So
Right.
RTX was absolutely fantastic. Okay. I had an amazing time. It was so nice to meet everyone. And all the, like, going to the convention itself. It was great. It was a great time. So to link up with everyone, so I flew in. I was one of the last ones to arrive at about 7 p.m. Central Time, which is Texas. I caught a bus. First of all, if you are not used to, like, extreme, like, down south summertime heat, like, this is August, like the dog days of summer, I stepped out of that airport and just, it hit me like a tidal wave. Like,
It was like a punch in the
over
face.
100 degrees. Like, the most I've experienced is like 95 down in Florida or something. And
Right.
that's a very different heat than Texas heat. Like, here it grazes 90 like one day in the summertime. But other than that, it's, it's perfect. I would like to say it's perfect here in the summertime. Like sunny and 75, like, you can't beat it.
There
But
you go.
that rate instantly was fucking, like, shocking to me. Like, and Fuzz was calling us all babies because she lives in South Carolina.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's from the
Yeah,
south,
basically, I waited for a bus for half an hour in the Texas heat,
and you already sweated through
all
your
of my
shirt, and
crevices were, like, sweating.
yeah,
Probably the most I sweated there was after our game of laser tag, which I don't know if they talked about at all, but that was awesome. But I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah.
So I get there, I wait for the bus, I take the bus into the city.
okay,
I meet up with Jake, who's at our hotel room. I stayed in a hotel room with Jake and Harry.
okay,
I drop off my stuff, and then everyone else is at the convention center. I walk to the convention center, everyone is. So, for me personally, it wasn't hard to meet up with everyone, that
Wow.
first night at least.
So it was,
because
like, very
everyone-
quick, just like
Everyone was already there. Like, awkward first hello, exchange handshakes and everything, whatever.
Mhm.
We're internet fucks, we're socially awkward, all that jazz.
yeah,
But that pretty much abated by the time, we were at dinner together. So
mhm.
that part of it wasn't too bad. But yeah, we were all the guys were hanging out in the convention center. And then Fuzz and Bailey and Fuzz's friend met up with us. And we went to dinner. And
yeah. When it comes to your dinner, see the whole waxing
man.
thing was supposed to happen that night.
it was supposed to happen that night. I'm not sure why it didn't. I don't know if Fuzz just didn't have the stuff.
No, she had it because she was there like 2 days before everybody got there, and she was like, we were messaging back and forth on Twitter, in the direct message, and like her first message was Mayday, Mayday, the waxing kits are non-painful. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, I'm in Austin, I'm in a Walmart, and all the waxing kits they have, they just specifically say that they don't hurt. And I'm like, well, ask somebody for one that does hurt. It's going to sound crazy, but tell them why. And whatever. So she had already had the stuff with her. The thing was, she was trying to blame everybody else, saying, well, yeah, it was supposed to happen tonight, but like, it took forever to get everybody together, and then they all wanted to eat, and then we're doing laser tag apparently, which isn't supposed to happen. And so anyway, it was all your guys' fault that it didn't happen the first night, but it did end up happening, and is glorious. And we finally have it hosted, so I can actually link to it when I put this podcast up, which I'm pretty excited about.
Filmed by yours truly. I was the only one actually recording.
Yeah. See, we were told, like, we had the Periscope, which I told Fuzz after the fact that she could have saved it, but she didn't. And we were supposed to have a slow-mo camera too, but something that didn't happen.
What happened with that was Trevor was supposed to get the slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
but Fuzz couldn't wax Harry and hold the periscope at the same time. And so, for some reason, like, the 8 other people in the room, none of them could hold the periscope well. So Trevor ended up holding the periscope, and we didn't get any slow motion, which was unfortunate.
Well, I wondered that afterwards. I'm like, well, Trevor had one. Like, there's 15 other people in the fucking room. Couldn't one of them grab a camera?
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
But,
it works out.
Anyway, we went to laser tag, met up with Ray. That was really cool. Laser tag was a fun time. The place was fucking crazy. We all go back. Great end to night 1. So that was like a breeze. It wasn't hard getting together. But as the weekend went on, it was definitely like we had a group me for like that we all talked to each other in, and also used like Twitter, like DMs and that kind of shit. But it was still hard to like get everyone together like in one spot and just like fucking stay until everyone gets there. So
why do you think that was?
Just people are like off doing their own thing, whatever, you know. Also, the shit was taking place at 3 different locations, so that definitely contributed to it some.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think that time, the first night, although Jake wasn't with us that first night, so really, I would say the only time like all of us were together. Well, no. I was gonna say during the waxing, but Crypt wasn't at the waxing, so
no. We've already gone over the whole Crypt situation.
Crypt,
he basically
he was a busy boy.
Yeah, I mean, he says he was busy with Guardian stuff, but I mean, Jake had Guardian stuff too, and he was around a fair bit more than Crypt was.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Jake a lot more. Like, I saw Jake a ton more just because I obviously stayed in a room with him. So at night I saw him, but I can't gauge like how often other people saw him. But I saw him quite a bit.
Yeah.
Crypt was there like the first night. Jake was supposed to be there the first night, but he ended up getting into the side quest auction party or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Which was cool. It's like a lot of the RT people and like Funhouse and all those guys go to it. So that was pretty cool. So he went to that. So yeah, the whole group was actually never together. Like it was always like minus Jake or minus Crypt.
Yeah, I think they pretty much counted Crypt out after the first, because like the way Fuzz explains it was like he basically showed up and was like, "Hey, hi, how's it going? I'm Crypt," and then gone, never saw him again.
I saw he was working at the store, like the RT store in the con center. I saw him there, and then we saw him like the last day walking away from the convention center. Like, hey, bye.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. Like.
Oh man, yeah, it was a total blast. Like the convention itself, like I've never been to a convention like that, so that was like really cool to see, but at the same time like extremely overwhelming. It's just like sensory overload, especially on like the main exhibition floor, because it's just like all the senses like coming at you from every direction all the time, and it's like and it's like cramped and shit. So
yeah.
I mean, it's just getting bigger and bigger every year, too, is the thing.
Well, yeah, because I know, like, the first one was, like, basically just a community meetup that they ended up
just like
filming that, what was that? It was an immersion, right? That they put everybody in?
Yeah, I feel like it was zombies, immersion zombies, I think.
And so, like, to go from that with, I think there was, maybe 1,000 people? Not even?
Yeah.
Less than 1,000 people in that?
Banjo was at that one. Banjo was at the first RTX.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I mean,
cool.
So they go from that to basically just enough people to cram into a zombie short to what did they have this year? Something like 40,000? 45.
Which is 15,000 more than last year and 35,000 more than the year before. So it's definitely growing exponentially, and they'll likely have more venues next year. And I wouldn't be surprised. Probably 60 to 75,000 people next year, like if the trend continues, which is just gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be nuts, because I know we have Fuzz has already started planning things.
Like,
for next year,
like,
and
I'm so hoping that like a lot more of us can get down there, because it's a blast, man. It was such a good time. Like,
yeah, for sure. I know. I don't know what exactly she's gonna plan and stuff, but as I had mentioned before, like it's gonna be hard for me to get down there
Yeah.
if I can, unless it's business related. Because like I explained, convincing my wife.
Responsibilities, man. You and Pat both. Even Pat lives in Texas, and
not-
it's tough for him. I can't imagine how tough it's gonna be for you.
Not even like responsibility wise. Like my whole thing is like I'm gonna be 30 in October,
Oh,
so by
damn.
next RTX I'm gonna be 30, and most of you guys are like your early 20s.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 21
And so it's like-
next year, man.
Try and convince my wife that I'm gonna go to another country and spend like 5 days with a bunch of people who may or may not be legal drinking age,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do some weird shit like whack some people and stuff. You know,
Right.
you're gonna get some looks. So I mean, unless it's something that, and we have discussed things like on the first podcast since we rebranded to Why Did Ask For. Pat, Dale, and I were talking about, you know, if we were able to get like a live waxing booth at RTX or something, or you know,
yeah,
get down there
man.
and
I
do like a
wonder-
live podcast down there or something. That would make it a whole lot easier on me to get down there.
Yeah.
But even
wonder
if I
how
don't
much,
go,
like a booth is or like a panel there. Like, what
um,
is-
I'm going to assume a panel would be very expensive, but that would be something I don't think that we could pull off.
yeah.
For a couple of reasons. Like, A, right now we're very small and we don't have that many people to fill up a room.
Yeah, exactly.
And B, I would imagine it's probably pretty expensive.
Yeah, true.
You know?
that.
So
They'd be like, "Hey,
I've
look
said,
at all this money we raised to charity. Let's give it all to Rooster Teeth for
yeah,
a panel, you know?
yeah. What's the charity? It was to get us all here. So I mean,
Yeah.
even if I'm not able to go next year, I hope that a lot more people can go, and maybe
Of
we
course, like,
can
right
try
now-
and plan better coverage, I guess.
Yeah.
With social media and hopefully more filming.
Yeah, man, like I got down there, I'm like, I'm gonna take so many fucking pictures and videos. It's gonna be great. I think I took like 5 pictures the whole time I was there. Because you're
Yeah.
just so busy, like it's hard to stop and like.
Well, that's
you
the thing too, and I mean, it's like most people, it's their first convention, or it's
Yeah.
it's your first time meeting your online friends face to face, and you're gonna get distracted, you're gonna get busy. It's like, fuck my phone, I got people in front of me to hang out with, and
Yeah, exactly.
we're gonna go do this, that, and the other thing. It's like, now
And
that
for me, it was the first time having a smartphone. Like I got an iPhone the day, like the morning that I flew out. I got a new phone.
wow, what'd you have before that? Like a flip phone?
Yeah, just a shitty little. I call it my pizza phone. It's just like a little track phone. But no, I decided to upgrade.
Well, it's a good thing you did, because otherwise we wouldn't have had
I know,
any
right?
any good footage of the waxing. So
Yeah, but I think all of us are going to be 21 next year. I don't think there'll be anyone who's. So that'll be interesting. Not that we're going to like go out and get, fucked
Well,
up and party every night.
no, but there's-
it could be, fun to just go out and have a few bevs with everyone,
that and it allows access to much more.
Oh yeah, like there were places that like we couldn't even go because, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a,
Yeah, it's 21 and over. It's I mean,
that sort of thing.
that's the one thing I kind of like about being the elderly statesman of the group,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
I don't have to worry about that. I've been over that for years.
Damn near a decade, my God.
But yeah, so it's like I don't have that problem, but I could see how it would be like if I were to have been there this year. It's like, well, I could go here and there, but you guys want to come? Oh, right, you
It's like,
can't.
damn. Yeah.
Because especially for me, because I'm Canadian, the legal drinking age in my province is 19.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like the same restrictions
Canadians, huh?
wouldn't be, here. So I'm not even used to that. So it's like, well, you're 20, you can drink. Oh, wait, no, you can't. Right? We're in the States,
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So
so-
as of right now, everyone's kind of like cruising the hype train, like, oh man, RTX, can't wait to go next year. And then slowly the field of people who will actually, excuse me, like practically be able to go, like starts to dwindle. Because it was the same thing last year. Like everyone's
Mhm.
saying, like, oh, I'm down, like I want to go, like because everyone wants to go, but for all of us, it's hard to scrape together the cash, especially for like the Europeans and
yeah.
people who live
Yeah, like I
internationally.
don't think if Harry had not won the Let's Play that gave him the badge, I don't think he could have made it. Like I
Yeah,
don't know that,
no,
but
I mean that would be several $100s more that you would have to pay for the badge in the hotel. So
mhm.
he just
Yeah, so
basically had to buy his flight and food when he was there. And what was funny about Harry, with all his money. He had all of his money converted into $10 bills. So he was just walking around with a bunch of tens the whole time, which I don't know why, in like a clear plastic pouch that I guess served as his wallet, which was pretty funny.
It seems like an odd denomination.
Yeah, like normally like 20s is like the standard, like that's what you get like out of an ATM, like like 20s, it's like a nice, it's a nice number, like they add up.
I mean, hopefully he didn't end up doing what I did when I went to Chicago when I was 18.
Yeah.
And I got 20s obviously, but it just seemed normal to me because I carried 20s more often because, like you said, it comes out of the ATM. But like there was places where like something would be like $2 and I'd pull out a bill.
Yeah.
Because they all look the same to me, and pay with a 20. I'm like, fuck. By the end of my trip, I had like $50 in fucking ones.
Because I used mostly cash, like, for the trip, because I was afraid, like, I didn't tell my bank that I was going anywhere, so I was kind of like a little bit afraid they would shut down my my bank card, my ATM card, my debit card. So I pretty much just used cash for everything, and I had like probably $40, maybe not $40, at least $30 in ones by the time it was said and done. So it looked like I was headed to the strip club, or maybe had worked at a strip club, or something strip club related. But yeah,
just got off work, made $40.
It was just a byproduct of all the cash.
Yeah, it just had like, I mean, on the other side of it, like if it was in Canada, instead of having that much money in singles, you'd have that much money in fucking change.
Oh, damn.
Right? Because we have the $1 and $2 coins, right? So it's like, fuck, everywhere you go, you get mass amounts of change. Shit. Yeah.
Loonies and toonies.
Fucking
and
pants are
loonies.
falling down.
Yeah, fucking all kinds of oonies up there, man.
I think... No, I can save it for another podcast, but I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if it's fake or not, but I read something on Facebook the other day that they might be doing a $5 coin here as well.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
we don't need any more change. Give us back the fucking bills.
We have $1 coins, but they're very rarely used. Like, no one uses them because there's no fucking point to.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
was
basically
surprised
just
to learn that. I
it's
read that
basically just
somewhere,
like
and I was like, really? They
the
have
mint
dollar
makes them.
coins?
And people mostly just save them because you don't see them very often, even though you can just go to the bank and get a whole roll for face value. But and also the same thing with $50. Like they're like enormous, and it's just
we have. I don't know if we still produce those, but every now and again, like I worked in retail, so like every now and again, you get a 50-cent piece, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And you have to like examine it, and is this worth anything? I don't know. Weird. So
that, man.
all in all, RTX great experience.
RTX, fantastic experience. If you have the chance to go, absolutely do it. I'm trying to think though about what it would be like if like I didn't have you guys. Like if I was just going down, like I'm not sure I ever would. Like go down.
You wouldn't go by yourself?
I mean, I shouldn't say that. I definitely would, but like a major motivating factor was going down to meet up with everybody, Like that's what really made it like a great experience. Just like, and you could go down there and make new friends. Like everyone's like, we all have something in common.
Yeah.
And we made a few like new acquaintances, nothing like major, but
well, I mean, and an event like that, like I mean, it's a community
like
thing.
You have to be like really invested in like Rooster Teeth and their content to if you were just gonna go by yourself and really have like a good time. But it's still a fantastic event just standalone. But meeting up with everyone is what really made it special.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a community thing, right? You got
Although,
together with people in the community, then you get to meet them. So
I'm gonna try to pinch my pennies and save my money, and maybe get a VIP pass next year, even though it costs like 5 times as much. But it was a lot of waiting in lines.
It might be worth it.
Yeah, like Bailey, who was one of our community members who went, like she had a VIP pass, and she said, like, there's no other way to experience RTX. Like once, like you've gotten that, like it's great because I mean you get sit right up close to all the panels. You don't have to wait in any lines. Like you can experience more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I really wanted to go to the podcast panel, but it was at 10 in the morning, and people started lining up at like 4 a.m. for it. So
Yeah,
Like, if you did get in, it would be like way in the back, and it's like, what the fuck's the point? But,
I watched that. I watched that panel on YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were asking like, "What time did you guys start lining up?" It was like 4 or 5 o'clock. Like, fuck, you guys are nuts.
No, thank you.
I would imagine it would be the same for like the Achievement Hunter panels.
Yeah, like I didn't go to an AH panel. Like, I just completely skipped panels that I knew like the line was going to be crazy for. So
Yeah,
that's definitely something I'm going to consider if I have the money. So we'll see. But
all right, man.
2016.
Looking forward to it.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's going to be a blast.
So as I told everybody else, we're trying to push our new brand. We are Why Did Ask For now, no longer Dark Blubberhood Podcast. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. Share us, follow us on Twitter, all that good shit. Get us out there, because if we get big enough where the podcast can support it, we'll bring the whole goddamn group down.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
We'll pay for everything, if we can do it. So, I mean, that just means if you like listening to us, hey, pass it on to your friends.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Drew, for this lovely interview.
Hopefully, I'll get on the regular podcast for a full session pretty soon here, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I'm in the process of actually getting a real life job. So it's possible that the actual recording time for the podcast may change. Or at the very least, we'll talk about moving it to somewhere where it's more accessible for more people. Because I know the only time we've had Jesse on is when we've recorded late at night. Like the first half of this podcast that this interview will be attached to. It was like 10:30 Eastern when we started. So yeah, look forward to more stuff like that, and thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
All right, thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Bye.
All right, so there you have it. Thank you for listening. Just remember, again, we are on iTunes under Why Did Ask For. We have the Blogspot page, whydidaskfor.blogspot.ca. You can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/whydidaskfor, and follow us on Twitter at whydidaskfor. Thank you for watching, listening, and see you next time.